Roots to the ground journalism. Thank you. Let's see what pictures like.
What's that big back part? What's that big back part? Salute, salute. I know that first one was hard to watch. I know it was hard to watch. I know it was hard to watch that first clip. This is dating in 2026 and they still didn't get it right. They still can't get right. They still can't get it right. Like, first of all, right, dating, when it comes to men, right, men are visual. Men are visual. There's no getting over it. Men like what they like, right? If you're out of shape, the only guy that's into that, they're poor. They're poor guys. Those are the guys that you're going to attract.
Poor.
Destitute, having a hard time living. That's the only types that's into that. And they're not really into that. They really not into that. The only reason why they're approaching something like that is because they know that your level and his level, when it comes to the, big backs, big level and their level are the same level.
Big backs.
He's poor and you're a big back. Your SMV is poverty. He is poor and your physical stature, yes, it's the same level. That's the only reason why they would say something like that. If you see dudes who say, yeah, they like a little meat here, if you see dudes saying things like that, knowing that she's like 220, 230, it's because they can't get what they really want. They can't get what they really want. And those the women that they want, they're not trying to hear nothing from them, right? Now, when you out there dating like that, right? Instead of going to the gym and getting yourself in shape to go out to the dating world, you go out into the dating world as you is, like you have a chance. Like you have a chance at something. Like you have a chance at what you want. No, you got to go put in work. You got to go put in some work at the gym. Go put in some work at the gym. I'm telling you, I be in the gym. The least amount of time I'm in the gym is probably around 4 days a week. I usually go 5, but if I don't go 5, it's usually 4. I'm in the gym. When I'm in there, I'm telling you, it's not a game. It's not a joke. I really be in there, and there's no Keisha's there. There's no Keisha's there. I be working out. There's no Keisha's there. All I see is Becky and Maria's. Even Maria from across the border. Maria from right across the border is up in there with her man. Maria from across the border, Hector from across the border be bringing his Maria with her, and they do their little workout. It's funny too because they like 5'2", 5'3", small people just working out. It's funny, but they in there. They in there working out. Keisha come and she'll work out for what? A day or two and you won't see her again. Now this one right here, this one is if they're in shape, right? If they're in shape, and they're older, especially if they're older, they don't even understand the landscape they're in. Listen to this one right here. Listen to this one.
The dating trail last year. I'm so glad I went. Let me tell you about it. This was like a singles mixer thing. This one was 35 and up. And it was in Frisco at Sidecar Social. I was really nervous to go by myself, but I bought a ticket last year.
Oh, by the way, this is these clips are only a few days ago. This is what it's like now for them. All right.
And then I panicked and I didn't go. Like way last summer. Then I bought a ticket a few months ago. I couldn't find any friend to go with me, so I didn't go. So then I bought tickets for this one. Like,
now I want you to know she's over here eating French fries, right? Touching her hair. No class. No class. And what's up with her bottom teeth? Like
the day I
right here. What's
really
this?
early.
Stay yellow.
Again.
Your teeth. The nerves, is the nerves dead or something? Am I seeing what y'all seeing? Can y'all see what I'm seeing? I don't know. Hey, let's go.
But I did, and I'm really glad, and here's how it went. So it was very social.
Could be those French fries. I don't know.
You know, I did think, like, do I need to go with people? Because, like, shouldn't this be a thing that...
Look at her. Touching it, touching this helmet, touching his helmet. Remember I told you they subconsciously touch it? It's like they don't even know. It's like they can't even believe it's on their head. Doesn't even belong to them. They say since they bought it, it belongs to them. But look how nasty. She's eating French fries. And French fries, they're not just French fries. French fries with sauce all over those French fries. And she's touching her hair. No class.
You do alone so you can converse, but it's very social. I'm 47, and it reminded me of like what parties were like before social media. Remember when we all used to like hang and talk? People were like taking a ton of photos and videos and whatever. People were just like getting to know each other eagerly. That's what it was like. French fry sauce in my hair. Immediately when I walked in,
nasty. French fry sauce in your hair. Stop touching your hair. Anyway, let's go.
You got a nitty gritty. You don't have to watch this if you don't want to.
No.
Immediately when I walked in, I met Abby,
Grease.
the girl who runs it. I didn't realize that she would like greet you. I thought that was really nice. She's a very sweet, very beautiful girl. And then immediately, like this young Asian man started talking to me. He was like built and attractive, and I could tell he was so much younger than me. We were talking, and he was like, I'm so freaked out. I'm nervous, and I haven't done anything like this by myself before, or maybe like ever. And he's like early 30s, and he's like, don't worry, I was like, I'm so worried that I'm gonna be like the oldest person in the room. He was like, no, there's like a ton of people in here that are our age. And I was like, how old are you?
Made up story alert. First of all, built Asian. I'm not saying they ain't nothing, but you don't run across them like that. What are you talking about? So hold on. Do you see what she just tried to do? She tried to insert a story to give the impression that she doesn't look as old as she is by this made-up story. By saying she actually looked like she's in her 30s instead of 47. So let me just say, hey, there was this built Asian dude, right? There was this built Asian dude that said to her, right, there's people here around our age, to insinuate that Asian dude thought that they were the same age, which means that she looks like she's in her early 30s. No, you look like you in your 40s, going into 50. You can tell. You don't look like you in your early 30s. But she just made this imaginary story to push that out there to try to get us to believe that she looks like she's in her early 30s. No, you look like you're in your 40s. You're probably in your 50s. You know they lie about their age.
So that was really fun. And
Come on, we looking dead at you. You don't look like you're in your 30s at all. And we know if she was to, use a wash rag and wipe all that makeup on, yeah, she probably in her 50s.
Then I wandered around and I ended up getting like commandeered by a man who. It's funny how men can be so confident with no damn right.
So, here you are. 47. You at a mixer. A guy approaches you and you're trying to shame him. Well, let's listen to this. Let's listen to the rest.
I was just as confident as can be, and there was nothing. He was lovely and nice, but
And that's what you should go for at your age. You're 47. You should be looking for lovely and nice. She's still looking for how women in their 20s choose. She didn't learn. Women in their 20s, 21, 22, when they look at guys, they're looking for the guys that makes them tingle and all that, makes them want to go on a tizzy tour. You're 47. Matter of fact, you would be lucky to get with any guy at your age. You're washed. You super washed. You're walking around with Icy Hot in your purse. The roll-on Icy Hot. You putting Icy Hot on your shoulders. You putting Icy Hot on your back, on your knees. You taking Epsom salt baths.
Try Nature Made, the #1 pharmacist recommended vitamin and supplement brand.
Smells like fresh produce. Delivered daily.
It's an Aldi thing. The Tempur-Pedic breeze makes sleep feel cool. So no more sweating all night or blasting the air conditioner. Because the Tempur breeze feels up to 10 degrees cooler all night long. Find cooler sleep with the Tempur breeze collection at an Ashley near you.
You can count on AARP auto insurance from The Hartford for benefits that really matter and hundreds in savings.
The Hartford knows most days I'm not thinking about my car and home insurance.
And that's how it should be.
They want to take this place from us. My family is in danger. My wife is lost to me, and I don't have time.
You're breaking down. So lovely and nice is who you should be looking for. But he's lovely and nice, but he shouldn't have confidence. Why he shouldn't have confidence if he's lovely and nice? If he know he's a nice guy, right? And he wants a woman that wants to be with him because he wants a nice woman, well, guess what? If he's a guy, and he's productive, right? He's doing this thing, as far as, what type of work he does. If he's a guy and he's a productive guy, right? And you're 47 and, he can still get a woman a lot younger than you, but you can't get a guy that you want at your age. So who's really in that situation? Who's really the prize? Who's really the prize, black men? That guy who she said shouldn't be confident, if he's productive, right? And they usually do that to productive dudes, right? If he's productive, right? Maybe he's making 60, maybe he's making 70, maybe he's making 55, right? He can still go out there and get a younger woman. Whether he's average earning or above average earning, he can still go out there and find a younger woman, right? Can she find the guy that she wants? No, she can't. You know why? The guy that she wants ain't checking for women turning 50. Just not happening. So that was the guy. That guy right there, that was the guy you were supposed to hook up with. Try something with, because he was into you, even though he didn't understand that his value is more than yours. That's the guy that you were supposed to get with because you are done. You are done. You should be out here being as desperate as you can be at 47.
He wouldn't let me go. And my plan had been, okay, I'm going into this thing, and I didn't eat food, which I'm eating now. So I'm gonna go in and I don't drink or anything, but I won't eat dinner. So at least I can just like go in and I'll eat and I'll like be there long enough just like to eat food and then leave. That was my plan. But it didn't work because no one was eating, which I guess I should have foreseen that. So
Still eating. Look at
a
it.
lap or two.
All nasty.
And then I got earlocked by this one guy.
Earlock.
It's kind of the thing I was afraid was gonna happen.
Airlock. So what is airlock? You mean he spoke to you? He started speaking to you? Airlock? Oh, wait. That means he was talking to you longer than you wanted to talk to him. So here's a second guy that tried to talk to her at a mixer, and she didn't want no parts of him neither.
I've been, because like the guy who earlocks you right away, who grabs you, that's never the guy that you want to have a conversation with for a long time.
That's the guy you're supposed to get with. There's no more choices for you. It's finito for you. That's why you're 47, no class, and it's done. You're done out here. They still, perpetually, teenagers mentally. First of all, this is nasty. Look at her hands. Look how greasy her hands is. This is nasty right here. This is disgusting. She's eating fries with sauce on it, putting her fingers in her mouth, and she's touching her hair. First of all, that's anybody who see that will look and say, ew, that's disgusting. That's number one. Number two is you're 47. And if guys are approaching you, you should be lucky. You should be lucky any guys approaching you, but you still think you have options at your age. You don't. You don't. And the thing is, she's looking for a particular guy. You know what she's looking for. She's looking for a guy who's probably above 6. They don't even want 6 feet anymore. It's not even 6 feet anymore. Remember, it was 6 feet a few years ago. As years go by, you have to understand they get more and more delusional. It's not even 6 feet anymore. He has to be 6'3", 6'4", 6'5". He has to be up there now. 6 feet is short now. 6 feet is short now. So she's looking for a guy that's above 6 feet, right? Above 6 feet, athletic build, right? And have money. That's what she's looking for at 47. At 47, not realizing that that type of guy, all the women want him. All of them want that type of guy. They want the guy that's physically fit, the guy that's younger, also younger. Remember, they want younger guys, physically fit, younger, and paid. All the women want that guy. But she thinks she can get him. He's not checking for grandmothers. He's not.
And there's a whole, like, how do I disengage from this conversation without her?
How do you disengage from this conversation at a mixer?
These feelings without being a bitch, blah, blah, blah. So I go to the bathroom. Well, this is a psychosocial place. I don't know if these are everywhere.
Hey, we don't need to hit a rest. We really don't need to hit a rest. She's going to talk about going to the bathroom. Nothing major. Let me tell you something. It's either they're big backs, right? And they think that you deserve whatever they giving to you, whatever they want to give you physically, or they're not big backs, right? And they're old and still think they have the same options that they had when they were 21. No. And no class. A lot of y'all deal with a lot of y'all, and not y'all per se, but a lot of black men deal with these type of women with no class, man, no class. You see it. You see certain things that you don't agree with, but you let it slide because you don't mind, you don't mind taking on the tizzy tour, you don't mind the buns. But that is nasty, man. That's nasty. No class. Can you imagine being out with somebody like this? It's embarrassing. Can you imagine taking her to any of your functions? Whether you have a social function, whether you bring her around your family, whether you bring her around your friends, and she's eating and talking and putting her fingers in her mouth and touching her hair. Can you imagine that? Nasty. At 47, she's doing this. At 47. Oh, one thing that's not talked about is how these chicks be going to these mixes to get taken down. A lot of them go there just to get smashed, right? They try to make it seem like the only dudes that are there are looking to smash, and that's probably true, but a lot of them be there to go get taken down also, right? They're not looking for a man, they just looking for a one-night stand. That's what they looking for.
Trying to finish getting ready for this singles mixer, but I'm not really interested in the mingling part. But we can mix though. Oh, we can mix.
Houses in Virginia.
Mix.
Houses in Virginia.
My office says it all. I'm here for the mixers and the elixirs, okay? Plus, I done seen too many people here as a family for them to be trying to host a singles mixer. Like, let's just drink and be merry and maybe make a cross-country friend. How about that? Okay? Yes, let's go do that.
That's right. Yes, let's go do houses in Virginia. Houses in Virginia.
I think I saw a creator on here like a while ago talk about how she went to a singles mixer at her church, I think, and it was mostly women there, very few men. And she was going up and talking to the men, and all the women were looking at her like, "Girl, what are you doing?" And I just found it funny because I've seen a lot of creators talk about, their experience at singles mixers, and a lot of the women will say like, "Yeah, it wasn't no men there." Like, it wasn't no men. And I've been to church and heard about singles mixers, and my pastor has been like, "Men, please come out. This is not a women's event. Like, we need the men to come out." And I just think it's interesting that men won't go out and like try to meet women, but women are always going out trying to meet men. And I'm like, I wonder why that is. I have sometimes thought about going to a singles mixer, but I'm so shy that I would not want to. I don't know. Something about it is just like, I don't know if I want to do that. But I started thinking, like, why is it that only women go to singles mixers and it'd be like 10 men in a room with like 50 women? Like, oh, what is going on? Why don't the men want to go out and meet nobody?
Because it's a waste of time.